I just joined my colleagues from the Diplomatic Corps for a conversation and a briefing from Prime Minister Kurtiju and Deputy Prime Minister Bislimi and Minister of Finance Murati, talking about, of course, the issue we are all working on, which is the question of how to ensure that the regulation, the amended regulation adopted by the central bank, not unduly affect an element of Kosovan society. And as I expressed over a weekend statement, we are concerned that the implementation of this regulation, unless there's some adjustments, unduly affect the minority communities, including the ethnic Serb communities. That was the conversation we had. I would say that all of us from the Diplomatic Corps who spoke to the issue expressed very similar concerns about the manner of its implementation. I can only reiterate what the United States hopes to see. What we hope to see is a postponement in the implementation of this regulation until more work has been done to develop a plan and a strategy, provisions that factor in some realities, the concerns of the community, but also some practicalities. How does an individual who was being paid a social benefit in cash from a post office now receive it in a way that works for him or her? And so those are the conversations we've been having. We also believe strongly that there is not sufficient public information explaining this. So while we absolutely respect and support and welcome the full implementation of Kosovo's constitution, and while we acknowledge and respect the role of the central bank in regulating the financial sector, and while in fact the United States has played an important role in helping support those institutions to be able to carry out their functions effectively and capably through training, through expert advice and all the rest, and we of course support efforts to avoid financial crimes, money laundering, terrorist financing, things like that. We have deep concerns about the manner in which this regulation is being implemented, that we do not take into account some realities and concerns from the community. So that's what this conversation was about.
Mr. Ambassador, do you have any sign that the government is going to change its decision? And if not, is Kosovo going to face any kind of sanctions from U.S. and the EU as well?
So I will let the government speak to the extent to which it is prepared to reconsider how it will implement this regulation. I can only speak to what the United States request is, which is a postponement, so there's more work done to implement it in a way that we believe conforms with European standards and to have a sufficient education period. I mean, the government has talked about there being a transition, and we're hoping that that transition takes those concerns into account. With regard to any U.S. government action, all I can say is we would hope that the government will partner with us on this. This is the sort of thing we look for partnership on, and to the extent the government is willing to be a partner in addressing these concerns, it will reinforce our broader partnership, and to the extent the government does not wish to partner with us on this very sensitive issue, it will have an impact on the quality of our partnership.
Have you discussion with the opposition leaders?
I have not discussed this issue with opposition leaders, no.